Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast when you do what you want.
What's up, you guys? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sierra, back with another video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here on this channel, we do travel vlogs, we talk about beauty, and we talk about fashion. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family. I know it has been a minute, y'all. I have been MIA for the last few months, but your girl is back. It is 2026, so happy new year to everyone. And I just hope everyone is going to have a very successful, prosperous 2026. But anyways, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, we are going to talk about how I grew my hair back from this and this to this after being diagnosed with alopecia about 5 years ago. So if that is something that you're interested in, definitely go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so before I get into it, I want to give a disclaimer. First and foremost, I am not a doctor. I am not a dermatologist. So please, obviously, do your research on all the things that I am going to share with you. These things obviously worked for me. Doesn't mean that they're going to work for everyone, but I do think that everything that I'm going to talk about in this video today helped me tremendously when it came to regrowing my hair. The first thing I would like to say is to find a good dermatologist who specializes in hair loss. It took me 4 different doctors before I found the doctor who was willing to really help me figure out what was going on and who really helped me find a solution to growing my hair out. I would say if you're a black woman, definitely try to find a black dermatologist, because I'm telling you now, the treatment that I got from non-black doctors when I was trying to figure out what was going on with me was crazy. Like when I was going to non-black doctors, they were doing like small little things here and there and sending me along my way and then just telling me my hair was not going to grow back. I kid you not, several doctors were like, your hair is not going to grow back. We can try this, we can try that, but I don't think it's going to grow back. And they really didn't care. They dismissed me. They sent me along my way. And that's why I had to take it upon myself to continue to get second opinions and third opinions and fourth opinions until I found the doctor that really worked to help me grow my hair back. So first things first is finding a good dermatologist. After I did that, I then did a lot of blood panels. So my doctor had to take my blood and figure out if there was something going on with me internally that was causing this alopecia. What I will say before I get into the blood panel is that my alopecia development was stress induced. At the time that I started losing my hair, I was going through a lot and the stress was really weighing on my body. So make sure that you are regulating your stress levels. When they say that stress can kill and stress can make you sick, people are not just saying that for any reason. Like, it truly does affect your body. So that's first things first. Second thing, alopecia is an autoimmune disease. What that means is that your immune system is attacking itself. Like, it thinks that there's something wrong, so it is fighting itself, and it really, to me, doesn't even make sense, but that is what it is. And I will say, for me, my autoimmune situation is genetic. Just because my mom has an autoimmune disease, I don't have the same autoimmune disease that she has. There's different types of autoimmune diseases, but the one that I have, it attacks my hair follicles, i.e. the alopecia, i.e. the hair loss. So yeah, just something to think about. You also would want to look into like your genetics and figure out, okay, like is hair loss something that runs in my family? Is autoimmune something that runs in my family? Like, is there a history of this sort of condition? But back to what I was saying about the doctor running my blood. So first thing was to run my blood. We did a full blood panel. I was able to find out what I was deficient in. So I, at the time, really needed to take supplements. I needed to take more supplements. I was never someone who would like be super into like taking vitamins every single day. Like, I would take them here and there, but like not consistently, not on a daily basis, not enough to where I was getting the nutrients that I needed. And it's like, yes, you eat the nutrients, but some people need more than just the foods they're eating. But the food does play a big part, so I'll get to that in a second. But anyways, like I was saying, did a full blood panel, was able to find out that I needed to take vitamin D. I was severely deficient in vitamin D. I also needed to take more iron. So with that being said, I started incorporating more supplements into my diet, and it's something that I try to make sure that I am very consistent with, because I know that my body really needs that, and it really does help with making your immune system stronger. So the vitamin D that I am currently taking right now is the Dr. Nancy vitamin D. This was a vitamin D that my mom gave me, and she really swears by this vitamin D, so I take it. But initially, when I was going to my dermatologist, she just had me pick up a generic vitamin D from Whole Foods. And that worked just fine. I don't think it really matters the type of vitamin D or the brand of vitamin D that you take. You just need to take vitamin D. Well, at least for my situation, I really need to take vitamin D. So if you're vitamin D deficient, which I've heard that a lot of Black women or Black people in general are deficient in vitamin D, take your vitamin D. It really does make a difference when it comes to your hair growth. So I take vitamin D. I also take an iron supplement. This is the iron supplement that I take. This is called Geritol. This stuff right here is the GOAT. When I tell you, my hair has grown so much because of this supplement right here. Disclaimer, it's disgusting, but it does work really well. So I make sure that I take this every morning. One, because it gives me energy, and I feel like my body just felt really sluggish and tired all the time. I think that it not necessarily has anything to do with my hair loss, but just my immune system in general. Like, I needed the vitamin B, and then of course the iron supplement. So find a good iron supplement. This is one that I recommend, but there are plenty of iron supplements out there. But what I will tell you is I really do feel like this really contributed to my hair growth. Once I started taking this, I feel like my hair grew so much, and it grew really fast. Even when the last time that I went to get my hair done, I was getting my hair braided, and I only get my hair braided like once or twice a year. And the last time that I went to my braider, she was like, your hair grew a lot. And I was like, really? And at that point, I couldn't even really tell. By this time, my hair had already fully grown back, but I didn't realize just how much length I was getting from taking Geritol. So I do highly recommend this. I know everyone calls this like the granny vitamin, but it works. So get your hands on this and thank me later. And then another vitamin that I always take is a daily essential vitamin. This is the one that I always take. This is the Ritual Essentials for Women's daily vitamin. It's a multivitamin. It literally has all the vitamins you possibly will need in one. So because I did the blood panel, my doctor was like, hey, these are the vitamins that you really need, and then on top of that, just take a multivitamin. So the vitamin B, the vitamin B, the iron, and the vitamin D were the three supplements that I was really low on, and then everything else was, my levels were pretty okay, but she still told me to make sure that I am taking a multivitamin. So this is the one that I take. This one is pretty expensive for a like multivitamin, but I like this one because it's clean ingredients and I know I'm getting a quality vitamin. So this is the one that I like to take. But I would say just make sure that you're taking your vitamins, whether it's a multivitamin or one individual vitamin, it doesn't matter, but just get your vitamins in. And then another supplement that I like to take is this one. You can't really see the logo. It's also by Ritual. This is the Symbiotic Prebiotic, Probiotic, and Postbiotic. So basically, another thing that my doctor told me to make sure that I am being very careful about is my gut health. So I was told to incorporate prebiotics into my diet. So I like this one again by the brand Ritual because I know that they're clean, quality products in this supplement, but also I'm making sure that I get my pre and probiotics to make sure that I have a healthy gut. Because one thing that I will say about health in general, if your gut is not healthy, your whole body is thrown off. So I try to make sure that I take this every single day, and then I also every once in a while will incorporate kombuchas into my diet. I love drinking kombucha. That's another great way to get prebiotics into your system and to really like make sure that your gut is clean and healthy. So between this supplement and drinking kombucha, and even just a tablespoon or a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar a day can really help with your gut health. So those are pro tips for supplements. And then last but not least on the supplements, I think I've talked about this before, but I also take collagen. So I swear by collagen. I have been taking this specific one. This is by the brand NeoCell for years. I do prefer the liquid version over the pill form just because it's just easier for me to take, and it doesn't taste that bad either. This one is the pomegranate flavor. So one thing about alopecia and having hair loss, once your hair does grow back, it doesn't, at least for me, it never really grew back as full as my hair was prior to being diagnosed with alopecia. Like, I used to have very, very, very thick, full hair. It's not growing back the same way because I'm still, even with my hair growing back, I'm still constantly shedding hair because this is something that I have to live with. So I take this not only for hair growth, but for hair thickness. When I tell you, if you are consistent with this, give it about 3 months and you will notice that your hair is fuller. So because I'm shedding hair all the time, I know that my hair is never really going to grow back as full. I try to take the collagen to make sure that I, can maintain some sort of fullness within my hair. So I highly suggest taking a collagen supplement. It's great for growth and for thickness. I mainly take it for the thickness, but it does help with the growth as well. So those are pretty much all of the supplements that I like to take. Outside of the supplements, I also had to change my diet a little bit. I really needed to go on an anti-inflammatory diet. That was something that my doctor also really suggested, is that I try to eat more anti-inflammatory foods. Obviously, inflammation does make you sick. My body was inflamed, my scalp was inflamed, everything was inflamed. So I had to just start Googling anti-inflammatory foods and start incorporating those foods into my diet. One of the main foods that my doctor recommended that I eat was berries. So although I had already been eating berries, that was already in my diet, but now I make it a point to have berries every single day because berries are very good antioxidant foods, really great for combating inflammation, mainly blueberries. So I would just make sure that I had a smoothie every single morning, and I still do that till this day, and I make sure that I'm having my berries. If I don't eat them, I'm gonna drink them. But berries are really good for inflammation, great antioxidants. It's just a really good anti-inflammatory food to eat. I just Googled anti-inflammatory foods and I made sure to incorporate those into my diet to help with my immune system. So make sure that you look into anti-inflammatory foods because they have definitely helped me out a lot. So outside of the supplements that I'm taking, the diet that I've incorporated, I also had to think about shampoos and products that I'm putting on my head. So one thing with alopecia, at least for me, I don't know if it's this way for everyone, but for me, my scalp gets extremely itchy, extremely inflamed, extremely dry and flaky. Okay, that was one of the key indicators for me that I knew my hair was going to fall out, because my scalp would get extremely itchy, unbearably itchy. Once I started to feel an itch and I would scratch it, any place that I would scratch my scalp, the hair immediately was falling out. And that's how I knew when my hair, when I was going through an alopecia cycle or a hair loss cycle, or when my hair was about to fall out, is when it got extremely itchy to the point where I would scratch. So I had to really combat that inflammation, stop the itching and stop the scratching in order for my hair to come back, because it was as if once I scratched my scalp, it was like I was telling my scalp or my hair follicles that something was wrong. It was like the scratching just made my scalp want to purge the hair. So I had to stop scratching and I really had to incorporate products that stopped itching. And the main thing that stopped itching that my dermatologist recommended was an anti-dandruff shampoo. So the two shampoos that I like to use is one, Nizoral. This is a really great anti-dandruff shampoo. This Nizoral shampoo has 1% ketoconazole in it, and ketoconazole is a really great ingredient for one, combating the itchy, flaky, dandruffy scalp, but also it helps with hair fall. So it kind of like sends an indicator to your scalp to like stop shedding. Does it completely like stop the shedding altogether? No, but it definitely helped a lot. And then another shampoo that I use is T-Gel. So T-Gel was the initial shampoo that my dermatologist recommended me to use. I used to use the Neutrogena one, but that one has been discontinued. So now I use this one, which is the Walgreens version. So yeah, I get it from Walgreens. This one is extra strength. They also have a non-extra strength, like regular version. Use whatever works for you. I get severely bad itchy, dandruffy scalp, so I go for the extra strength, but it doesn't matter. Just incorporate a really good anti-dandruff shampoo into your routine and you will be great. And I try to wash my hair every 2 weeks when it's straight, and then if it's not straight, then I'll wash it every week. But I try to just maintain a good, healthy scalp regimen so that my scalp isn't inflamed and bothered and itchy, because as soon as it starts to get that way, the hair is going to come out, babe. It's just how my body reacts to what's going on. Then outside of my shampoo, I always oil my scalp. When my hair is straight, obviously I'm wearing a silk press a lot of the times. I usually will oil my scalp like the night before I'm about to wash my hair. So what I'll do is I'll oil my scalp, I'll braid my hair up, and I'll leave the oil on and I'll let it sit overnight, and then I'll wash it out the next day when I'm about to like redo my hair. But the oils that I swear by and have really contributed to my hair growth has obviously been rosemary oil. I get this one from Amazon. I also use Botana oil. I also get this from Amazon. And then some other oils that I don't have in front of me, but I also use is castor oil, peppermint oil, and I just really mix a bunch of different hair growth oils, jojoba oil, in a container, and then I just apply it to my scalp. You can use pretty much any hair growth oil. I just prefer these rosemary, botana, and castor oil are probably my top 3 that I like to use, especially the rosemary, because it really does really help with hair growth. But any sort of hair growth oils, use them. I like to mix up my own oils, but like you can get plenty of growth oils. There's plenty of growth oils out there on the market. Just get you a hair growth oil. When I'm telling you, when I started using hair growth oils on my hair, I saw a huge difference in growing back my bald spots. A lot of people get online, like hair gurus get online, and they're like, hair oils don't grow your hair. Please stop listening to those people. I promise you, please stop listening to those people. Even when I wasn't as consistent with my supplements, but I was more consistent with my hair oiling, I saw a huge difference in the growth of my hair. I'm telling you, be serious about oiling your scalp. If you don't want to do it every day, I do suggest when you're first starting to grow your hair back, you really should oil your scalp every single day. But once your hair starts to grow back, you can like go to every other day or every 3 days or once a week. Now that my hair has fully grown back, I only do it every like 1 to 2 weeks, and I just let it sit. But I do really swear by hair growth oils, mainly the rosemary and the botana and castor oil. I just don't have any castor oil in front of me because I ran out. I do need to get some more. Another thing that I like to do to, one, soothe my scalp but also help with the growth is having a hair balm or hair grease. This is the one that I used all throughout my like regrowth process. This is the hair growth balm with Jamaican black castor oil from Black Luxury Hair Solutions. They did rebrand, and so they don't really look like this anymore. The container's different, the brand looks different. I think the name of the company is even different, but this Grow Balm really helped with my growth as well. It's basically just like a thicker version of a hair growth oil. It's just like a balm instead of an oil. So I would usually do, what I would do is use the oil on a daily basis and the balm on a like every 3-day basis. And I would just put this in my scalp and let it sit, and I would just massage it in. And I'm telling you, it helped out a lot. Lastly, what I've incorporated into my routine over the last year or so is the Sacred Hair and Edge Drops. This stuff right here, you guys, is the GOAT. Beyonce did her big one with this, okay? So it is water-based. As you can see, it's definitely water-based. So because I wear a silk press a lot, I will only use this when my silk press gets old, just because I know it's gonna revert my hair back. I'll just do it every night for like a week, massage it in, and I go on about my business. It's usually when I put my hair in a ponytail or something like that, then I'll add this to my scalp, but this works really, really well. So if you don't wanna do the hair oil, try a hair serum, because this will help you out a lot. Another serum that I recommend, that another friend actually recommended to me, is the Ordinary serum, and then also the Kerastase Genius serum. Those two are also really great serums to use. I haven't used any of those before, but I've heard good reviews on those, so you know, try them out. Let me know what you think. The Sacred is definitely a great hair growth serum to use. But anyways, you guys, that is everything that I've done to regrow my hair. There are some more like medical things that I did prior to all of the things that I mentioned in this video that I have another video on that I made a couple of years ago. So I'll link that video down below if you're interested in watching that video as well. That kind of just deep dives a little bit more into like the things that I did with my dermatologist, or the things that my dermatologist had prescribed to me. So if you want that video, I'll link it down below, and it goes in depth on that. But this is all of the more like the natural, like at home things that I was able to do that I think that you can incorporate if you don't want to go and see a dermatologist. But when I tell you, everything that I mentioned in this video really contributed to me growing my hair back. I literally was bald, okay, you guys? I was bald. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was stressed. I was nervous. I was scared. I was embarrassed. Like all of the things that you could think of, all of the emotions I was feeling when I lost my hair, okay? My whole life I had had long, thick, beautiful hair, and then out of nowhere, my hair was falling out. I'm telling you, from here, like all the way here to the front half of my head, hair gone. We'll pop in some more pictures on the screen so you guys can see. But if you follow everything that I talked about in this video, you will see a huge difference. Like my hair has grown so much, and I have been able to maintain this growth from the things that I mentioned in this video. So definitely try them out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And if there's any other way that I can help anyone, please let me know. I know what you're going through. I know how difficult it is to like lose your hair and not really know what to do. And then to also think that your hair is not going to grow back. That was the worst thing when I was told that my hair wasn't going to grow back, but it grew back. It did fall out again, but it grew back again as well. So just doing these things really helps me to live with the alopecia. It helps me to fight it so that my hair doesn't continue to fall out. I'm not gonna sit on this camera and tell you that my hair doesn't still fall out. I still shed a lot of hair on a daily basis, and that's just gonna happen because I have an autoimmune disease, and there's no cure for this. So my hair is going to shed, and I do shed, but I don't have any bald spots in my scalp at all. I just shed more than I would normally, but you're supposed to shed like 100 strands of hair a day. I just shed a little bit more than that because of the alopecia, but no bald spots. I have no more bald spots in my scalp whatsoever. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. We can talk through it. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys want more hair videos, let me know. I don't really do a lot of hair videos, but if you guys want more hair videos, let me know. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.